House of Assembly Honorable SURAJ Adekungbi, who became a speaker at the age of 36, and who was the first ever youngest speaker in Ogun State, and the first ever to serve it an 8-year term. It's nice to meet you, Honorable SURAJ Adekungbi.
By God's grace, I had my national diploma in mechanical engineering, Federal Poly Ilaro. I proceeded to the Polytechnic Ibadan for mechanical engineering.
For HND?
For HND, I haven't done my 1-year compulsory industrial attachment. I served at MPDC, Nigerian Petroleum Development Company, Edo State, Benin City, Edo State. After that, I had graduate diploma in mechanical engineering, Federal University of Akure.
President of Tech, you Tech, right? Okay, now pray. Right?
Yeah. Federal University of Technology, Akure. I later did my master in project development and implementation at the prestigious Premier University of Ibadan. By God's grace, my father was a businessman, a general merchant. To some extent, while growing up, we've been involved in his business, oil and gas business. After my service here, I was opportuned to be part of the beneficiary of NAPEP, National Eradication Poverty Program, by the administration of President Olusegun Obasanjo. There and then I taught briefly at the Government Technical College, Idiaba, Abeokuta. Later I joined the Civil Service of Ogun State in 2004, and by His grace I resigned my appointment to participate in the politics. But before then, all along, I've been involved in politics by one way or the other. By God's grace, I contested for, initially, I was aspiring to be the councillorship candidate of our party in my local government, in my ward constituency. That was in the year 2001. But later, when I discovered that with the situation on ground, the time wasn't ripe enough for me to get involved, I waited and I went back to the drawing board and re-strategized. By His grace, I started my House of Assembly ambition practically 2004, and I had my first election in 2007 on the platform of Action Congress. Yes, I lost to PDP.
Oh, really? You once contested and lost?
Yeah.
Really?
I lost to PDP. By His grace, I said earlier that my father was a businessman. I had to go back to the business and re-strategize and prepared myself for 2011. By His grace, our party changed from AC to ACN, and I was fortunate enough to be the candidate of our party for Ishokan State Constituency in Yewa North Local Government, then Egbado North Local Government. By God's grace, I won. And the most fortunate thing for me was that I was the only candidate that won in ACN in the whole of Yewa land. When I mean Yewa land, I'm talking about Egbado North, Egbado South, Imekwa,
You don't know that one on the platform
AC, ACM.
Wow.
By God's grace, unanimously, all the stakeholders met and had a resolution that the speakership position should be zoned to
Yes.
Ogun West.
Yeah.
And by virtue of our standard, at our level in Ogun West, the senatorial candidate or the senator representing us then was from Adodo.
Okay.
So,
Odusi or something.
Odusi, yeah, Senator Odusi.
Yeah.
In order for us to balance the acts,
Yeah.
the position of speakership was ceded to Yewaland, and by his grace, I was the only person that won.
Wow. So the American speaker was just by his own. It was not, people thought, I also felt that it was because of a godfatherism favor. That maybe the then governor, people are most wanted a young person or he wanted to appeal to you, or you were his person while he was.
It wasn't like that. You know, when it comes to politicking, it's about give and take. You recall that our people were agitating for #1 position in the state. And with the arrangement in our party then, the arrangement didn't support such. And because of the fact that we are an important stakeholder in Ogun State, the leadership deemed it well, thought it well, that in order for us to placate, you know, to balance, placate our people, so they just have to sit that to Ogun West. And that will be the very first time that such will be done.
Wow.
You know, we have 3 signing officers in the state. We have the governor, deputy governor, and the speaker. By doing so, through the effort of my people and the benevolence of Almighty Allah, I was unanimously elected as the speaker of the 7th legislature. So by his grace, we did our bit, and come 2015 also, the same thing repeats itself.
And other something, how did it happen? Well, could it be you were a young person and there were a lot of older elderly lawmakers in the house then?
Yeah.
I can remember the president was older than you and he was your deputy and all that. So could it be you have these leadership traits for you to be able to manage people for 4 years and another 4 years they gave it to you? That was what I was saying. Could it have been the influence of the governor who people believe was the godfather that brought you to power? No. But now that you are just telling me, it was the zoning formula that favored us from the West.
And I just mentioned that I had my first election in 2007.
Yeah.
We were not together with Governor Amosu then.
Then, what platform did you?
Action Congress. I said I lost.
Okay. It was with
It was ANPP
then. Okay.
I lost to PDP then.
Okay.
So when we came together to form ACN, that was when I had the opportunity of meeting with Governor Amosu.
Oh wow! Yeah, you were I think between 1999 and now, this democracy started in 1999, and I think you were the longest serving speaker
in Ogun State.
The youngest for that matter.
In Ogun State.
So what could have led to your, would I say, were you lucky or was it leadership or okay, I know as a believer, you say it's God, but God does not come down to such things. He has given us brain to gain. Could it have been your own leadership traits, or could it have been your relationship with your members of the house, or could it have been the influence of, like I said, the Almighty Godfather?
Well, between you and I, our constitution is very clear when it comes to who gets what. When it comes to discharging of our various responsibilities. Recall that we are having 3 arms of government, the executive arm, the legislative, and the judiciary in a democratic setting. And of course, having voted for me by my people from my constituency, Speaker of the House of Assembly is just first among equal. And of course, you can't just judge anybody without giving the person chance to exhibit his or her talent. I need to appreciate the fact that my people believed in me, and my style of leadership to me is a very straightforward one. By His grace, we're in the House. We have 3 parties. Ab initio, I'm talking about the ACN, PDP, and PPN. And you recall that every party has its own policy direction and ideology. Because of the fact that what we're after is how to better the lot of our people in the state. What we're after is how best we can contribute our own quota to the development of our people, of our state, and empowerment of our people in the area of making a law that will enhance the socio-economic well-being of our people if we're implemented. Of course, my people saw in me that unprecedented leadership style that give them sense of belonging. When I was in the office, I wasn't a self-opinionated person because I know that everybody was there to represent
their own interest.
And before anything could be done, we did a lot of consultations, we had a lot of understanding when it comes to execution of our jobs. I want to appreciate my members because if I did not do well in the first time, probably I won't be given the chance to lead them for the second time. I'm talking about the 8th legislature. Yeah. The issue of godfatherism, to me, if I have not involved myself, I have an issue, nobody will have probably discovered me. I just believe that as a young man, there must be generational shift. Because when you go back into history, a lot of our fathers, I'm talking about
the Awolowos, the
Azikiwe, Akintola,
they started in
their
we still get it. What is wrong with our youth, Honorable? I think first generation of politicians, the likes of Chief Awolowo, Dr. Azikiwe, and Tafawa Balewa, they all became leaders in their youth. In fact, I think former President Ogun was just 28 and he was not even married when he became the president. So what could have been wrong with us?
Okay, what is important for us is just to be ready to take up responsibilities.
How do you mean?
You see, most of our youth these days, they don't believe in getting things done the way it should be done. A lot of them believe in jumping the gun. A lot of them believe in
quick
syndrome.
Yes, yeah.
Fine. But the truth about it is that you cannot build something on nothing. You have every right to plan how best you can get involved in politics.
What are people, for you? You were 36 or thereabout.
Yeah.
Now you are a role model. If I told somebody recently, a young person that I interviewed in Abuja, and I said, most of these young ones don't have role models. They don't have somebody to explain to them. How do I know? I mentor youth online with my younger children and most of them don't really know what to do. While you were in school, while you were in comprehensive high school, I left. My grandma took me from Adodo. I was growing up with my grandfather. I wasn't my grandfather because I almost became my grandfather. My grandma said never, I will not. So she now took me to Meko. I ended up at Nazareth High School. Then there is my English teacher, Mr. Olashekon. He always tell me that Ibrahim said I become a lecturer or a journalist. So I've always known where I'm going in life. But today, there are no guidance and counselors in schools.
No,
most of these ones most of them are even going to university just because my parents say I have to go to university. That's why I'm in school. But with people like you, what are you doing or what will you do to mentor all these young ones? Because now the child that we have refused to train, like I always say, they will be the ones to come and if you don't take time. The NSAS thing, if the youth have another opportunity like the NSAS thing, it's my boomerang. What are people like you? What are you going to do to mentor or to be? I don't know how to put it down. What are you going to do to mentor them so that they will see life as if, okay, you're a young person. If you can do this at 36, I think that is what we do. I can also aspire to be this.
Well, you are very correct, my brother. When you look at it very well, I think a lot starts from home.
Yes.
Once you have a good foundation, there won't be any cause for all this crisis we are having.
Mm.
You see, right from time when we were in school, primary school, we used to, a lot of things that our teacher taught us, even right from the assembly.
Mm.
I remember vividly that they were saying that, Bataria don't go ka. Bataria don't go ka. Bataria
That is, if you go to school, you wear a good shoe.
Yeah.
That means, literally, it means it will be well with you if
Exactly.
you go to school.
Yeah, yeah. If you're educated,
Yeah.
you have everything.
Yes.
You have freedom.
Yeah.
You have, you know your right from left.
Left, yeah.
And another one is that, you see, people will be complaining about government. People will be talking about engagement of our youth. Are they ready? Are they ready at all? God gives us 24 hours a day.
Mm.
That 24 hours, nobody will tell you how to use your own.
Yes. It depends on you.
It depends on you. So if you are the type that believe in what you are doing, if you are the type that believe that you have a purpose in life, the little our teachers are teaching us in school is enough to guide us. You see, oftentimes they'll be saying that people are, the employment rate is this, is that, unemployment rate is this, is that. When you compare Nigeria and China, based on what we heard, in the early 80s, China wasn't anywhere near
Nigeria. Yes.
I think government should put up a policy that will have direct impact on our youth. Like I read something sometimes ago regarding people in China. They said that a directive was issued that the children should not use more than 3 hours on phone daily. I don't know whether you have stumbled on that.
They even have level policies that same China.
So when you look at it very well, so if you use 3 hours on phone, they believe that the remaining 9 hours should be something productive, something that will help them. And basically, the economy of China we are talking about was built by the so-called youth we are talking about. Lot of innovations, lot of ideas. But for us here, I wouldn't know, because I do ask my center question, that you cannot build something on nothing. You see a lot of our youth around, riding. I would want to say that, riding big cars without any substantive source of income.
And that's what I'm saying. What will you do? How will you help them? Because now we are
ordinarily. If the situation, if we get it right at the family level, society will be better for it.
Yeah.
Because if you feel to train your children at home, who will help you to train him or her? Who will help you to train them? I think basically it's orientation. Nigeria is full of potential. We have all that it takes for us to be great.
To be the greatest.
We have all that it takes for any individual.
I agree with you. I agree.
To make it in life.
I agree.
Provided you have that determination.
To want to learn and to want to...
Provided you are resolute that, yes, this is the direction I'm following. You just mentioned that your English teacher used to say that, Ibrahim, is that you go for lecturing job?
Or lecturer, or I go into journalism or public relations.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. And I think that's why I said, I think maybe like I told some groups, a council, an international council just gave us a job. We need to be doing this ourselves now.
Very important. I think we need to do more of orientation. Reorientation. Because our people doesn't believe in anything again other than, ó ti jẹ́ ṣá, ó ti wọlé ṣá. How long
can that sustain them?
I'm just asking myself, you know some people that doesn't even go to secondary school. You see, if our people believe in engagement, there is nothing anybody puts his hand on that will not make, two ends meet. Because we have the population to support it.
Yeah, yes, we have.
Now, when you go into agriculture, what we can achieve from that area
is enough to sustain us in Nigeria.
It's enough.
I swear that.
I remember, too, during our primary school days, they say, iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀, iṣẹ́ ilẹ̀ wa, ẹni kò ṣiṣẹ́, a máa jalè, ìwé kíkọ́, láìsí ọkọ́, àti àdá, kò ì pé o, kò ì pé o.
That's what I say.
Look at the message.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And as we speak today, only for the government to create an enabling environment. We still have a lot of youth around that are ready, if given the opportunity.
That's what I'm saying. You are from Ogun West, and you once contested, the last election, I think, was it 2019 or what?
Yeah.
You once contested you had that ambition to become the governor.
By God's grace.
So, how did it go? Ogun West has never produced a governor in the history of Ogun State.
Why
is that not imagination, or what do you call it?
Marginalization.
Marginalization, right?
No. No. You see, let me share this with you. Nobody is serving power a la carte.
Really?
Yeah, nobody is serving power a la carte. If you are ready, all of us must come together and see the reason why.
All of us, as in, who are we talking about?
I'm talking about the people of Ogun West,
okay,
regardless of our political aspirations.
Ogun West, for people who don't understand what Ogun West is, can you share more? Like, Ogun West consists of
Awori and Yewa. Okay. We are having 5 local governments.
Okay.
What is important for us is just to come together and see the reason why we must have that, the reason why one of us must be there.
Yeah, I think now, for the first time.
Because the worst of us is better than best of others. Am I right? The worst of us in Ogun West is better than best of other areas. And I think, basically, if you have that confidence that will, because you don't serve power like that. You see, when I was contesting or aspiring for governorship, a lot of passion from the so-called youth we are talking about. See this one. See this one. But the truth about it is that if you are not part of any process, you can never be a winner.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
By His grace, I was speaker for 8 years.
Yes, sir. First time ever.
By God's grace. If I did not get involved, I'd be an issue. That is the truth. What is important is just for our youth to create a niche for themselves, to create a direction for themselves, to see the purpose of being alive. Because if they fail to do so, they'll just be wondering. Expecting one uncle to do this, expecting one auntie to do this. But the truth about it is that our reorientation must start from home. Because I cannot imagine even my own children sleeping from morning to night or from night to whatever. They have to be engaged. Because whatever it is, if they fail to have that solid foundation from home, so somebody else will help me to do that. No. I want to call on our parents to do everything within our reach to ensure that we instill that virtue
in their children.
By that, we'll build a better society.
Yeah. Now, you are a consultant to this government, the present government, right?
Then
you agree with me now that we state that our roads are in bad shape. The federal, the state, all roads. As a consultant, what do you think you can do? Especially the roads in Ogun West, the ones I know. The other time I went to Meko, the road, I know it's a federal road, But the federal government will not pass through that road. The president will not come to Imekwa and fix the road for us.
Yeah.
So what are people like you doing to help of the West?
Well, between you and I, we need to appreciate the present administration led by His Excellency Prince Abiodun MFR for his high sense of humor and responsibilities. Since the commencement of this current administration, you could see that all the projects undertaken by the immediate past administration has been given attention.
Not abandoned them.
Yeah, has been given attention. I want to appreciate him that he believes in continuity, and of course, government is continual.
Yep.
Governor Dakpo is the governor as we speak, so he is accountable to the people of Ogun State. And I want to appreciate the fact that everything we are talking about is still work in progress. It's still work in progress. At least I can easily say that the road from Imasha to Aito is ongoing.
Wow.
It's ongoing. In Emeko Afon, Okeola, is ongoing.
Yeah,
Ilaro, Owode, is ongoing. And that of Adu daughter, a lot of, at least our boundary with Lagos State, that has been fixed also.
No, they have not fixed it. That's where I live. They just awarded that contract. The chassis to Jojo Bega.
No, that one, I'm talking about bypass.
Okay.
I've forgotten the... I mean, through AIT or whatever. Navy Road.
Navy Road, yes. That's
that has been fixed
that's
too.
True. That's true.
And when you get to Abeokuta here, to Central, a lot of things is ongoing. Ditto for Ijebu. And you realize that the resources is not that much. Even with the meager resources, we should appreciate the fact that Governor Dakpo is working, Ogun State is moving,
No.
and our people are experiencing what is expected. Of course, during the rainy season, we are always experiencing this kind of issues, this kind of our road and this and that. Just 3 or 4 days ago, the governor, talked to the Minister of Works about the situation of roads
I read that, yeah.
in Ogun State.
So he has given his word that
He has given his word that something will be done.
okay.
Because most of the road here, they are trunky roads
Yeah.
that needed the attention of the federal government.
Yeah.
We need to appreciate the fact that there are no federal people, there are no state people. All of us are Nigerians, and we need to do everything within our corridor to ensure that we encourage more people. We encourage investors. We encourage, people to come around. By so doing, I think our state will be better for it.
Yeah. 2023 is about economy. As a young person, and I think now that they're not too young to build as in the past, I think people like you, what is your next aspiration like? What do you want to fight for in 2023?
Well, 2023, yes, it's around the corner, truly. I wouldn't want to say anything about it now, but I pray to God to grant us the grace to witness 2023. When the race begins, of course, I am ambitious.
You are saying that when we get to the bridge, you know how to cross
Yeah,
it.
we'll do that.
And we're speaking with the former speaker, the youngest at 36 to become the speaker of Ogun State House of Assembly, and the youngest ever to serve an 8-year term in Ogun State. Nice to be with you, Honorable SURAJ Adekunbi. Thank you for your time.
Welcome.